Hi, this is Father Louis SCURTI back with Friends of the Word. The focus, that's cute. The focus of our show is focus. Meagan Gitchell, who you met before, will be talking about what focus is all about and where it is throughout the world. And we're here at Seton Hall University. And Meagan, I really appreciate your welcoming us again.
Thank you.
We interviewed Meagan before for the first segment of this series, and we talked about spiritual poverty. We're going to get to the numbers and how big focus is, but I'm so, again, I want to use focused on that term. Tell me what you understand is spiritual poverty.
Sure. So I'll kind of back us up to Mother Teresa for a second.
Please.
So Mother Teresa.
Met, by the way.
Oh, wow.
I have a great picture of her. I'll send you a picture.
I would love to see that.
Oh, gosh.
So Mother Teresa, when she visited the States, actually said that the spiritual poverty in America is worse than the physical poverty in Calcutta.
Yes.
And that speaks volumes because in Calcutta you have people dying on the street.
Right.
And for her to say that the spiritual poverty, the lack of love, the loneliness, the emptiness that she encountered in this country is worse than what she experienced physically day to day among the people of Calcutta, I think is very significant.
Sure.
And I think is very true.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know that the depression rates, the suicide rates, unfortunately they're so high.
Right. With young people.
Yes. I think it's one of the leading causes of death among young people. And it's just evidence for this deep ache that we have to know who we are, to know what we're made for, to experience real love and real relationship. But unfortunately, there's a big poverty there. There's a lack of encounter. There's a lack of experience with authentic love, with identity. That's a huge issue these days. The world offers, right, that you can just be whoever you want.
Yeah,
right. Just as long as you work hard, you can become and do whatever you want, and whatever you think is best is what's best. And this relativism is, it's definitely a slippery slope. And oh gosh,
how have you experienced it? Okay, I'm going to focus at here your ministry.
Sure. Yeah.
But I don't want to label Seton Hall.
No.
Poverty,
But just. Yeah.
But typically with
on the
students
campus
you've worked with.
Yeah.
How have you experienced that?
Yeah, I would say there's a deep hunger, right? So I actually work primarily with athletes, and one of the
and you being an athlete,
yes.
Insight there.
But one of the just themes I see working on several different campuses and just in my own experience, athletes tend to place their identity in their sport, and so. Truly, we have all of these modern little idols that really try to hold the place of God in our lives, but with this infinite gap that we have between who we are and who we're made to be, when we fill it with idols like placing all our worth in our sport, or all our worth in my boyfriend or girlfriend,
or my sneakers,
sure, or materialism, or just your academics, et cetera, it doesn't fill us in the way that we're made to be filled. And so, there's this ache, and what do? Well, you either starve yourself or you eat fast food. That's kind of what the world offers us, right? And so you have the fast life of
good.
I'm going to be a stoic and pretend like it doesn't exist, or I'm going to take this ache and kind of give it to alcohol or materialism, or just kind of like the grind, and it doesn't fill us. And so, a lot of students who have kind of given into the lies of the world, they're aching for more, and when they encounter that real love and that something more, they're actually very curious about it. They're like, why? Why are you not living the way that the world is actually saying will make you happy? And like, how are you different? And how can I live the way that you live too? Because there's a real joy that I encounter that I desire for my life as well.
And what's the answer to that? How? As far as a kid comes to you and says, I want it, but how do we do that?
What's the start? Yeah, it's a great question. So it starts with surrender. It starts with giving your life to Jesus. It starts with walking in relationship with him. And concretely, practically, how do we do that? We got to go back to confession. The sacraments are so powerful as means of encountering real love, real forgiveness, a new start. So definitely walking with them, back to confession for the first time, building up the habit of going to Sunday Mass again, making that a priority. Teaching them how to pray, how to encounter Jesus in the Eucharist, in the Scripture, through Lectio Divina and Ignatian meditation and things like that.
Wow.
Very
as well
traditional.
But maybe because they've been forgotten for so long,
yes.
they're being reintroduced. The methods of prayer, of closeness to Christ.
Yes.
Great. Beautiful.
And virtue as well. There's such a hunger for what is the good life all about? What does that mean? And the good life is actually a virtuous life, right? Virtue disposes us habitually to do the good and to seek what's beautiful and true. And so living that way yourself and teaching other people how to live that way, accompanying these students in their journey is what we're all about.
Let Santa Ana come
on.
Come
on up.
Come on my lap. Come on, you want to come up? Okay, Santa Ana's here. You right now, but she's here.
Sweet little
dog. She might jump up during the interview. When you decided to join Focus, you left home, Chicago.
I did.
Who was home? Who's in your family?
Yeah, I have 3 little brothers. They're not so little. They're all bigger than me. But they're all younger. And then Mom and Dad. So.
Great. And what was their reaction to your leaving?
They're happy I wasn't going to Africa.
This time.
So they're supportive. They're proud of me.
Are they practicing Catholics or lukewarm Catholics or uber Catholics?
All of the above, I would say, within the family as a whole. Mom is a very devout Catholic woman, and Dad sings in choir. The boys have had their own journey. They're not within the faith right now, unfortunately. But they're searching, and that's beautiful.
It's okay, and that's very important to know that you are from a typical family, Catholic family. Some practicing, some not so much. But we all have that in our own families, you know, and because we stand out as evangelists, you in your way, me in my way, doesn't mean everybody follows. You know, it's our ministry, and hopefully the role modeling will affect them in some way. But they always call upon me to pray. This one's going to this practice. Uncle Lee, can you pray? And so they know. They know there's a connection between success, true success, and prayer. We'll share it more. I'm sure you get called that way.
I do. And for those questions of like, okay, but what does this mean? Like, tell me a little bit more about life and what it's really all about. So I love those conversations.
I'm thrilled that one of my nephews is going to Seton Hall Prep.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, my Lord, what a difference it made in his personality. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. He's not being indoctrinated, but he's picking up the atmosphere and the collegiality of a Catholic community, which is great. And you must see that here a lot.
Yes, I do. And that community is so important, even with those that I've seen fall away from the faith and not practice it as much. The experience of community within a Catholic culture is just different than really anything that the world has to offer. And even those who have left really miss that a lot. And so it's telling because we're made for communion, right? We're made for relationship. And there's a real hunger and there's a real experience of that within the church if you're open to it.
I'm so interested. Everything you're saying. You got involved through your own school.
I did.
Belmont Abbey. What's the origin of Focus? Like, where did it start?
Yeah, where did it come from? So, in 1998, Curtis Martin founded Focus at Benedictine College in Atchison, Kansas, which is actually where I served before Seton Hall.
Really?
Yes, I did. And it was beautiful. The students were hungry for the gospel. And
he was a layperson?
He is, yes. He was not a student at that point. No, he had graduated from LSU. And he actually appeared on EWTN with Mother Angelica.
Oh, great.
And Scott Hahn. And in that moment, they kind of announced focus to the world.
Isn't that great?
I know, yeah.
That's great.
And I forget if it was maybe like, a semester later, a month later, whatever it was, but yeah, they started at Benedictine College back in '98. So
Wow, that's and it grew
tremendously. Yeah.
And approximately how many focus members and how many, what would you call yourself, a unit or group?
Alumni, for those who have graduated.
Well, how many are you here?
So there are 4 here.
And what is that called? There's 4.
Missionaries.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So how many missionary groups are there throughout the world?
So yeah, so throughout the world, right now we have 700 missionaries, and I believe we're at 153 campuses.
Wow.
A couple abroad in Europe as well, which is really exciting, in Vienna and England. And then, our involvement in the States and kind of like over the scope of focus has been tens of thousands of, students and young people. So,
wonderful. We're going to continue.
Sure, great.
This has been Father Louis SCURTI with Meagan Gitchell, who represents Focus here at Seton Hall University, but she's one of many, many Focus members throughout the world. We'll be back, and I'll put Meagan's information on our byline. Thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions, contact me or eventually Meagan, and let me hear from you. Father Lou SCURTI at hotmail.com. God bless you.